Invincible Iron Man number 11, written by Jerry Duggan, art by guest artist Andrea DeVito, colors by Brian Valenza, letters by Joe Caramagna. Now, kind of like Iceman, this is a very straightforward story, but it's told in a much more intelligent, more interesting, more entertaining, more tying into other things going on kind of way. So I think it makes a good comparison.
Yeah, I had a lot of fun with it, and I'm not sure why it's different than Iceman, so maybe we can figure that out.
Yeah, it's not that your big, wow, think about things, giant idea kind of story like Children of the Vault. It's a pretty straightforward, superhero adventure thing, but it's a fun one. So Tony Stark is now married to Emma Frost, or at least to her alter ego, Hazel Kendall. They head off for their honeymoon. They honeymoon at a tropical Hawaiian beach resort, giving plenty of excuse for Andrea DeVito to draw Emma in a skimpy swimsuit. Naturally, Tony has plans beyond hanging out on the beach drinking alcohol-free tiki drinks. He wants to use his new Mark Nil suit to sneak onto Krakoa and retrieve a batch of Mysterium that Emma had left behind in the White Palace. Emma tagging along via the magic of virtual reality sunglasses. Now, when he arrives, I start to get a little bit confused here, because in Immortal, it seems like Orcus has had zero success getting any of their folks established on Krakoa or getting any of the mutant goodies off the island, right?
Yeah. Yep.
In Wolverine, it seems like Orcus has stripped the island bare. They got everything. Absolutely everything. Now, here in Iron Man, there are Orcus goons and at least one Orcus scientist turned gorilla. Always love to see them. That's an extra point right there. Just casually jetting around the White Palace in jetpacks like they own the place. The PhD-holding gorilla does make one remark about how, hey, goons, you be careful, because, quote, we've lost too many operatives here. So that is something, little nod to Xavier on the island, but I don't know how they got past Xavier in the first place, virtually Omega-level psychic guy.
Yes.
Again, probably shouldn't think too hard about it.
Maybe he went down into the room where he found the Sinister Diamond on the mirror and the, don't kill yourself sign, and then...
Could be. This could be in the future after what we've seen so far in Immortal. We can make it work.
Yeah, so maybe he's not as actively protective, and then you would think that the Wolverine issue maybe takes place after this issue, because it seems like at this point they're still sort of inventorying what's on the island and looting things.
Yeah, it's certainly possible that when all is said and done, months down the line, we can go back and say, okay, it makes sense if you put it in this order.
Because wasn't there an Emma corset in the Wolverine issue? That it was one of the things they were going to auction off.
It was. It was one of the things they had.
But we see all her clothes here in this issue, so I don't know.
We see lots of her lingerie just flying around here, which is, again, the artist had fun drawing the cheesecake type stuff.
Yeah.
So Tony winds up having to fight the gorilla in this battle that sends Emma's abandoned lingerie just flying everywhere. Tony wins, ends up, I was surprised by this, he kills the gorilla by dropping a chunk of the house on it. There's a moment where I think he tries to save the gorilla from dying, but the gorilla doesn't go along with it. Anyway, seeing a dead gorilla on panel, I did not expect.
Yes. I did laugh at the memoir quote where he's nobody wakes up intending to kill a great ape. It's just something that happens. I was like, okay, that's funny.
It was funny, but they made it really clear gorilla's not getting up in the morning. He's not just knocked out. This is a dead gorilla.
Yeah, I mean, we needed that because... the gorilla's you're Tony Stark. I'm going to go tell Fei Long that you're not retired as you've claimed. Yeah,
there's another suit. Yeah. Yep, I guess so.
To keep the secret.
Makes sense. I get it. So Tony ends up taking possession of both Emma's Mysterium and a scrapbook that had these Stepford Cuckoos made for their mom. Emma doesn't notice he takes the scrapbook because the VR sunglasses give her a headache. She momentarily takes them off. I didn't really put that together my first read, but it's a nice touch that makes that little bit make sense. Yeah,
because she basically says, don't take it. I don't need something that's going to be around here that could alert people that Emma Frost is.
And also, she seems to feel like that's part of the past, that's part of Krakoa, that's dead and gone. I don't even want to think about it anymore. So Tony takes the Mysterium back to his secret workshop at the Hellfire Club. The fabricating machine he stole from Stain International is also in his workshop. But didn't he have Deadpool take that to the Morlock tunnels?
Yeah.
I guess maybe they then sent it on to the Hellfire Club, which seems more complicated than necessary, but anyway, it's there.
Tony needs to be.
Tony uses the machine to form the Mysterium into the shape of, quote, an ordinary cane. Now, I'm thinking too hard again. Given how strong Mysterium is, It's resistant to heat, radiation, magic, everything else.
Yeah, this is the part that
How do you make it into anything?
Yes, exactly.
Like, how do you cut a diamond? Oh, another diamond.
Yeah.
He doesn't have a machine made of Mysterium.
Yeah. This was the one bit that I thought was really frustrating, that you really have to suspend your belief on this. Because I was like, then the whole rest of the issue is showing about how indestructible it is and resistant to everything. And I'm like, okay, then how did you make it into anything?
It has to be attacked by a stain fabricating machine. That's its only weakness. It's its kryptonite.
Yeah, okay.
So Tony proves how strong it is by having Captain Marvel fail to bend it. Proves how magic resistant it is by having Doctor Strange fail to magic it. Also leaves that scrapbook with Doctor Strange for safekeeping, so that'll pop up somewhere down the line when we need an emotional moment for Emma. And one more pretty funny scene, Tony proves the Mysterium cane is even impervious to Spidey sense. Yeah. How does he prove that it's impervious to Spidey sense?
It's a jerk move. He calls Spidey
funny
up.
One.
He's like, I need some help with some science. And he's like, finally somebody recognizing that I have science chops. And given their whole like relationship, right, through, what was that big famous story?
Well, most people are going to think about the MCU, but this is a different kind of relationship.
Yeah, regardless, they have a relationship, like a mutual respect, but like also animosity relationship. And he's like, okay, we're going to do a science experiment. Close your eyes. And then he just whacks him in the leg with the cane.
Right on the shin. And he didn't get any warning for Spidey sense. I think it's kind of interesting that Mysterium is Spidey sense.
Civil War, that's what I was thinking of.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we can add a little bit to the legacy of Mysterium. And that's where the issue ends. Very simple, very quick, straightforward, but effective.
This is my theory. This is my headcanon theory. All these people are punking him. This is like the flimsiest ass metal ever.
I can't bend it.
Captain Marvel, I can't bend it.
Two issues, Tony, you idiot, you moron.
It's like aluminum.
If so, then Spidey's a really good actor, because that looked like a
Yes.
So what do you think Tony's going to do with his cane? Did all the Mysterium end up in the cane?
No.
Or does he have more of it?
No, I think he's got to have more.
It's not clear to me. We never see inside the chest.
It sounded like Emma was saying that she secreted away just a tiny little bit of it too, right? Didn't sound like she had like a huge stash. I think she was saying there was a subset of it from some other use.
That's the question I have. Is this cane itself going to be the weapon to use? Or is this just the test case and he's got more Mysterium to make into a Mysterium Iron Man suit or whatever?
Yeah.
Looking forward to find out. So yeah, artist Andrea DeVito, probably Andrea DeVito, has a lot of fun here drawing Emma in a swimsuit, her skimpy lingerie. He has to draw Tony's fake sex dungeon that hides his real secret workshop. Yeah. Looks very slick, very polished, just what this book needs. Again, kind of like Astonishing Iceman, this is not a story I'm going to be thinking about all week. That'll be Children of the Vault. But yeah, it was well made, it was light, it was different, it was not the same thing we've seen for 8 issues. I'm happy with Iron Man being like this. It's a lot better than the more last couple volumes of Iron Man that I tried to dip into and never caught on with. So yeah, fine with this. 7.5 out of 10.
Yeah, I liked it a little bit more than that. I laughed a lot, so about an 8 on this. I agree with you. It's just kind of cheesecake and fluff, but the art's nice, the jokes resonate with me, and
agreed. And it does do something. It does get the Mysterium in the hands of Tony Stark. And that's
and there are some sort of touching moments again, right? We see Tony gets the Cuckoo's book and I think he stashes it with, is it Doctor Strange?
With Doctor Strange, yes.
Which is a really nice gesture, right? Like even though Emma says like, no, I don't want that thing. Obviously it's something sentimental to her.
Yeah, little emotional moments showing his humanity, showing that, he's not really married to her, but he's still doing a nice thing for her to be brought out at the right time and place. I like it. Yeah, good issue.
You are all weirdos.
Weird science is the revolution. Weird science is the revolution.